So, what are the fall winter trends of 2023? We find these out in the spring of 2023 when designers put out their collection. We attend fashion weeks. We see what the designers are inspired by and what we think people are going to be wearing in the next season. But things change. Other trends are created in other places. So I broke down all the runways. I went on social media. I saw what the average girl is wearing and how we're wearing it. And we're going to break down the fall winter 2023 trends.
It's good to see you.
Red was all over the runways. This was on every single runway in many different ways. You saw it on Tory Burch in sweaters, in Ferragamo, in full suits, in tights, Gucci, in Jacquemus. It was literally everywhere in different forms. The good thing about this trend is that this trend is not just gonna be, first of all, red is a great color. And I feel like red is a classic color. So although it's a trend, it is also like a staple. You're never really gonna get sick of having something red in your closet. It's also really wearable for a lot of people. The nice thing about this trend is that you're not only gonna see it in the fall, this is going to go into spring and into summer of next year. So when you're buying red, this isn't a one season thing. Don't buy trends that are just one season. Buy things you actually love and enjoy and want to incorporate into your own style. With the Gucci and Cora show, you saw red continuing on, and I think you're gonna see red continuing on. So you can feel really confident about those red purchases that you made, the red shoes, Miu Miu shoes, the red uncle sweater that you bought, all of that, those are gonna be staples.
And those of us who
Now on every runway, we saw kind of like these two elements. We saw this basics, minimalism, quiet luxury. Those are all the same thing, just reinvented. But then you also saw these like little hints of like flash and sparkle and big fur coats and sequins. So there is kind of this juxtaposition between the two. The more wearable though is the more quiet minimalist. We all have these like basics in our closet that are gonna last forever that we can really style. But you can also take from this like more flashy aspect and kind of bring in. So it's kind of this, maybe you're wearing like a really it's actually like my style, this classic outfit with like a big like fur coat or, a beautiful, well-tailored sweater with like this really kind of extravagant sequin skirt. Like there's this kind of juxtapose between the two, and I think you're gonna see them a lot. Florals for fall, groundbreaking. We're seeing a lot of dark florals. So these beautiful floral patterns, but with like a dark background, black background with floral on top, more like wintry florals. I saw some of these dresses in like Rabanne's collection that are really beautiful, and they add kind of this new texture and new pattern to fall winter. I feel like a lot of the time in fall winter we go for like sequins and sparkle and then kind of like solids. I like this new floral thing that we have going on. I think that there's so many different ways that you can incorporate this, whether it be a floral jacket or a floral dress. Like it just, again, adds another like layer to an outfit. If these aren't for you, I understand that florals are definitely not for everyone. Just skip the trend. Miu Miu kind of just really skyrocketed the underwear as pants look. This is obviously not for everyone and not a very functional or everyday kind of vibe. But the underwear as pants with the tights, saw it on Miu Miu, saw it on Ferragamo as well. It's interesting. It's like a new take. It's kind of like back in 2012, we used to wear shorts and tights a lot. This is kind of a play on that. I would say that the average person is probably not going to wear this trend on a day-to-day, but maybe something to try for a holiday party or a night out or something in that kind of world. I've worn it. It's very fun. Would I wear it? I've worn it for shoots. Would I wear it out? We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if that's my vibe, but it is cool and I do like it. I just don't know if it's for everyone,
I put a little thing in your pocket.
speaking of underwear as pants, tights. We are seeing nylons, tights. We're seeing sheer pantyhose everywhere. People are not really wearing like bare legs like they were. Like this tights and pantyhose is coming back, which is great when you live in Canada because it was rough for a while wearing bare legs. What I'm finding is it's really like putting the outfits together and it's making them feel very complete. So whether you're just wearing like a nylon sock with a long skirt, it just feels really complete and very wintry. You're seeing Hailey Bieber rock tights a lot, whether it's like a short dress or with shorts or the underwear as pants. We're just seeing tights everywhere and I'm really here for it. I really like them. I personally really like sheer tights because they don't rip. So if you are very clumsy like me or you just have a hard time not ripping your pantyhose in half, I like those. But if you want super sheer, obviously like Wolford or Caledonia has a great, really sheer tights. You can also play around with color, very sheer turquoise, sheer red, opaque red, purple fishnet I wore, brown tights. You can kind of do whatever you want at this point.
with me.
I was seeing this actually before this season, so like a while ago, but this black and white mix, this doesn't seem like a trend, but I think now more than ever, you're seeing black and white all the time, like mixed together. White shirts, black pants, black shirts, white, like it's very just, it's like a corporate kind of vibe. If you're seeing like black dresses, you're seeing white skirts underneath or white accessories. The black and white or black and cream is really just like kind of everywhere. And I have black, white / corporate because this suiting, this corporate vibe, again, it really goes with like the basics and minimalism. But you're seeing it a lot. I feel like Saint Laurent really did this where they have big shoulders, they have like long pencil skirts. It's like 80s suiting almost. And I think the 80s is coming back in a very interesting way, in like a corporate way, which I haven't really seen since the 80s. So we'll see. I do think it's very powerful and it can look amazing. But I'm excited to see how it goes. And the last trend is like punk platforms, Vivienne Westwood, which I find really interesting because fashion really always takes on what's going on in life. And I think that we've seen this like during the supermodel era, you know, supermodels were like all the rage and it was extravagant, it was big. And then as that started to decline because of recessions and, you know, the actual what was going on in the world, you saw the rise of grunge. And what I think is happening is we've just had this period of influencers where everything was very extravagant, everything was very showy, everything was in your face. And you're now seeing the decline of that and the rise with the recession, the rise of this like punk grunge kind of thing. So it is really mimicking what happened in like the late 90s there. And also before even, you're really seeing like what happened in the 80s. And so this isn't a new concept, but you definitely are seeing the rise of this like grunge or punk or goth.